Hi, it's Nørgaard. So welcome to my channel if you're new here, or welcome back if you are a returning subscriber. So today I'm back with a little dupe/review video because just the other day I got these 3 palettes in the mail from Beauty Glazed. So I thought I would definitely do a video on them. So these are called the Beauty Glazed chocolate palettes, and these are dupes for the Huda Beauty Haze Obsessions palettes. So we have the Beauty Glazed Almond Chocolate Palette, and it looks like this, a nice neutral palette, and this is a dupe for the Sand Haze Obsessions palette. Then we have the Truffle Chocolate Palette, and this is a dupe for the Khaki Haze Obsessions palette. And finally we have the Raisin Chocolate Palette, and this is a dupe for the Purple Haze Obsessions palette. And this is the palette I'm wearing today on my eyes. I did do a little demo of this palette. I asked you guys on my Instagram which palette you would like to see, and this one was by far the most popular, so that is the one we're doing. So the Huda Beauty Haze Obsessions palettes came out late last year. I think like 3 or 4 months ago they came out. And then very shortly after that, Beauty Glazed released a line of chocolate palettes. And I actually ordered my palettes on the 14th of November back in 2020. So how many months? Like December, January, like 3 months ago. And they finally came last week. So it took like 2.5 months for these palettes to reach me from China to Denmark. But that's fine. There's been so much delay with the post office because of COVID and everything. So no worries. And I bought each of these palettes for just over $4 each. And in comparison, the Huda Beauty palettes are $29 each. So of course a huge price difference. And to me, I just love these little Beauty Glazed palettes that are dupes for the Huda palettes. The quality is just so good, I think. The mattes are so beautiful and just blend easily, and just they look really great. They are not difficult to work with whatsoever. The shimmers are also really beautiful, like really intense, super good color payoff and super nice shine. The only thing is that there are 2 different shimmer formulas within these Beauty Glazed palettes. So when I hold up this Truffle palette, I hope you can see that this color and this one up here, I have had to kind of press those back into the pan, because when they arrived they were like a little bit cracked. So I really had to mush them back in there to make sure they wouldn't fall all over the place. That's because some of the shimmers are so super like, they're super like creamy. They have like a super creamy texture. Kind of reminds me of like a Colourpop Super Shock shadow. But they're also kind of crumbly. So when you go to apply them on your eyes, they will tend to clump together, and you will have to smooth it out either with a finger, but preferably with a brush, but preferably with a finger. A finger just applies it the best, it makes it the most even. But the colors that I just pointed out to you, they are super beautiful, but you do have to work with them a little bit. So here I just swatched the colors for you, and they are beautiful colors, but you have to work with them, as I said. But for me, for $4, that's okay. I will gladly do that. And I also wanted to point out that not every shimmery shade in these palettes are like that. For instance, we have 2 shimmery colors over here, and these are another formula. So these ones are a lot less creamy and clumpy. So I just have them swatched right there, and these are just easier to work with. They're still super reflective, but they're not that clumpy, super creamy texture. They are still on the creamy side, but not as much as the others. I find that it's often the shimmery shades with glitter in them that tend to be crumbly. So just be aware of that. They are still workable, but you do have to work with them for them to show up the best. But yeah, I can't say enough good things about these palettes. If you have been looking for dupes for the Huda Beauty Haze Obsessions palettes, these are perfect. The colors are very similar. Of course, I do not have the actual Huda Beauty palettes. It's just not within my budget. So I can only compare these to what I've seen of the Huda palettes online and in videos. But they look super duper similar. They have the same kind of color layout, and they match with shimmers and mattes and all of that. So you will get super similar looks with these palettes. So yeah, you can find these right on AliExpress. It will of course take some time to get to you most likely, so you will have to take that into consideration. But it will be super affordable, and you get really cute palettes, and they create really cute looks. So to me, it's just totally worth it. And if you were wondering, they do have the ingredients listed on the back, so you can check that out. Also, Beauty Glazed is not tested on animals, so it's cruelty free. And yeah, I just think you will really like these palettes if you like those kind of hazy neutral looks, but you don't want to spend the money on a Huda Beauty palette. And yeah, before we get into the demo, I just want to tell you that I will leave the palettes linked down below. As I said, I paid around $4 for each palette, but I think now they have been on the market for a while. They are probably going to be a little cheaper, but I will link them so you can go check them out if you want to. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And you can also click the bell to get post notifications. But yeah, now without further ado, I will show you a little tutorial on the Raisin palette. So the palette you guys chose for a look was the Raisin palette, so the more purpley palette, the one that's supposed to be a dupe for the Huda Beauty Purple Haze. So it looks like this, and I just played around with it on this eye to kind of get a feel of what I wanted to do. So now I'm going to show you on this eye. So first of all, I'm going to use some Technic eye canvas. It's just like a thick, opaque eyeshadow base. And you just need seriously the tiniest amount, and I just dab that on, and I'll probably need to get rid of a little bit of product because this is like too much, I can already tell. But basically I'm just dabbing that in. So the first color I'm going to take is the matte mauve, and I'm going to apply this in the upper part of my crease, so all the way up here. I don't want to drop it too low because I want quite a dramatic look. Excuse me. So I'm keeping it all the way up here and just blending it all the way into the eyebrow. And I'm using a little Anastasia brush, and I'm kind of swooping it out in the outer corner to give a bit of a lifted effect. Then I'm going to take the matte lilac, and this just goes right on top just to give it a bit more of a purpley feel. Then I'm going to take the light shimmery pink, and this one is going to go right underneath the arch of my eyebrow. This one is a little more difficult to work with because it's very, very creamy and also a little bit clumpy. It kind of applies in clumps that you then have to smooth out with your brush or your finger. It is very pretty though. It has a lot of little glitters in it. Then I'm going to take the dark matte purple, and this one goes straight into my crease, so this one goes lower than the two previous crease colors. And I'm just using a little tiny blending brush by Morphe. This is the M507. It's a great brush. And after I have it placed, I go back in with my big blending brush from Anastasia, and I blend it into the two other crease colors. And again, I make sure I kind of swoop it outwards in the outer corner. And I blend it softly inwards in the inner corner. I don't want the inner crease to be too strong. And then I go back in with the matte lilac, and I just blend over the edge just to make everything a little more seamless. So for the eyelid, I'm going to use these two shimmery colors. So this one down here is like a very shimmery dark plum. It definitely has a strong gray undertone, and this one is just more of a traditional shimmery purple. So I'm going in with the darkest of the two in the outer corner, and I'm building it up slowly because I don't want fallout. So I just went in to the palette twice to get this amount of pigment, and you can see it blends beautifully already into the crease color. It's almost the same color, just in a shimmery and a matte version. And then I do the traditional purple right in the center, and I make sure I leave a gap in here for our light pink. And then I go in with the light pink on this inner part of the lid. And this one is just, it's a beautiful color. It's just a little clumpy for my liking. The two other shimmery purples are definitely much more smooth. they don't apply in big clumps like this one. You can also use your finger just to press it in a little bit better. I find that kind of works well with this particular color. And then I just softly blend out the crease a little bit more. So on the lower lash line, I'm going to combine the 3 matte colors. So I'm going to start with the darker color in the outer corner and connect it with the color on the top. And I am getting a little bit of fallout, so let's just wipe that away. And then I go in with the 2 other colors. I just mix them together and apply them on the rest of the lower lash line. And then I apply some more of the light pink just around the tear duct. And actually using a little sponge tip applicator also works well with this color. Okay, so I think that concludes the eyeshadows. I'm going to apply some liner, lashes and mascara, and I will be back with the completed look. So here we have the finished eye look. I applied some liquid liner and some very dramatic lashes. I'm not a big fan of the lashes. I wish I would have worn some other lashes. I think they look too fake and just too crazy, but it is what it is. I'm going to wear them now. I've committed to it, so let's just go ahead and continue. So I think this look turned out beautiful. I really love the mattes in here. They just work beautifully. I also really like the shimmers, even though, as I said, the light pink, you have to work around it because it can be clumpy, but I think when you get it on your eye it looks beautiful, so I think it's worth, you know, working with it. So yeah, I'm very pleased with this palette. As usual, I usually always like Beauty Glazed eyeshadow palettes. So let me know what you thought of this little look down below. Let me know if you tried either these Beauty Glazed palettes or the Huda Beauty palettes. And also let me know if you would like a tutorial with either one of the other 2 palettes, so the Truffle or the Almond. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and you can also click the bell to get post notifications. And that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. So take care and bye bye. Okay, so I know I said that was it and I said bye and all of that, but I have just been doing some wear tests with different products like foundation, concealer, setting spray, eyeliner. And while I was doing that, I thought I should do a little wear test of these eyeshadow palettes. So basically right now I've had the eyeshadows on for 6.5–7 hours. And this is what it's looking like. Please don't mind like the liner or the lashes or the mascara. Just look at the eyeshadows. I think they still look great. The eyeshadows haven't muddied up, they haven't faded like crazy, they haven't creased. You know, the eyeshadows still look really good. So I just thought I would show you guys that real quick, just to make you aware of what these eyeshadows will look like after, you know, a good amount of wear. So I just turned down my light a bit, so hopefully you can see well. But this is what it looks like. So yeah, I'm just very pleased with these eyeshadow palettes and just wanted to share that quickly with you guys. So now I'm actually gonna go, so bye bye.